Shabbat Shalom. It's good to be here this morning. Thankful for another Sabbath. Thankful for everybody that's here this morning. Thankful for anybody that might listen later to the scripture and to what Yah has for us. We're going to go ahead and start this morning. If you would, let us all stand and turn to Psalms 37. So Psalm 37, we'll start in 23, and then we'll go to the end. The steps of a man are ordered by Yah, and he delights in his way. So that's where we're going to start this morning. That's the one we're going to read. So we're going to go ahead and bless the congregation. Yah, be with us. Yah, may your name be placed on us, and may we hold the utmost respect to your name, understanding we bear your character and we bear your reputation. We want to do good and bring honor to your name, Yah, we pray. Baruch Hashem, hallelujah, amen. You can all be seated. So, I didn't read through most of it because we'll go through most of it, but the thought of the message this morning is based in the very first verse. So, Psalms 37 and 23. The steps of a man are ordered by Yah, and he delights in his way. The word ordered is kun. It is directed. So the steps of man are directed by Yah. They are established by Yah. They are steadfast. They are prepared by Yah. They are to be ready, arranged, or ordered by Yah. So the steps of a man, steps of a righteous man in some versions, are ordered by Yah, and he delights in his way. Now, why does Yah delight in the way of a righteous man? Because the man's ways are aligned with Yah's. So, if you look many times through Judges, as he speaks to us, it says that he did what was pleasing in the eyes of the Yah. When it's talking about the kings, he did what was not pleasing in the eyes of Yah, talking about different kings, and followed after the footsteps of Ahab, his father. Or if he did what was pleasing, he followed in the footsteps of David, his father. So, you see that there is a way to be pleasing to Yah. And how is that? To walk in his ways. So, blessed. Verse 23 again. The steps of a man are ordered by Yah, and he delights in his way. Though he falls, he is not cast down, for Yah is supporting his hand. I have been young, and now I am old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, or his seed begging bread. I love the thought of how Yah will always take care of us. What shall you fear? What is there to fear? For Yah is the creator of all, and he has purpose in your life. If we had a title for this message, since we've already talked about order, it would be El of Order. And what that means is Elohim, the El of Order. The basic concept of this message this morning is Yah loves order. My confession this morning is I have been a lackadaisical man in my life. I have been a man of no order. Take things as they come, live a life of ease, carefree, careless. You could probably call me a hippie if you wanted to. That's the type of life that I have lived, and I want to correct that. If you look many times in the scripture, especially when he's talking about setting up the tabernacle, and he's talking about setting up the order of things, he said they placed them in order. There was a way they should have went. Now, on the other side of that, now Yah has order, and man has disrupted that order. You think about how man has destroyed the environment. I think about how man has created plastics and things that are non-biodegradable. And man has made packages and trash, and now we have to build heaps to cover them, landfills. You look at the ocean. Man has destroyed what Yah has created. You think about everything, and this is how he reveals it to us. Think about everything that Yah has created is biodegradable. Your body is biodegradable. The fruit that you eat will not last forever. You lay it there for a while, the air gets to it, it will be destroyed. Animals everything. You think about your house. If you don't upkeep your house and you prepare your house and put your house in order, your house will be destroyed because everything that Yah has created is biodegradable. It can be ruined. It can be destroyed. It cannot be preserved forever. But man has disrupted that. You think about when you go to the grocery store and you buy your packaged goods. What do you do with the package after? You throw it away. And then where does that go? To the landfill. We have destroyed Yah's natural order. You think about dams. You think about cities. What has man done to Yah's natural course? He has destroyed it. These streets that we have out here, these cities that we have out here, has disrupted the natural course that Yah has set in order. Think about Abraham. We're just going to talk this morning. Think about Abraham. I think there's a reason Abraham lived in a tent. Because you leave less of what they would call carbon footprint. You leave less of an effect on your environment. Lot, where'd Lot go? Lot went to the city. I think about those things. Abraham never created a city. Now he said you have a place that you will be going, but Abraham lived in a tent. I think about those things. If we went back to what was natural, you think about compost. Compost is good. You can use compost. Again, you can recycle things. You think about the pots that they used to make. What was it made out of? Clay. Why? And that's why you have the Torah and the instruction where it says that if anything dead fall on your pot or it fall on your oven, you shall destroy it. Why? Because it was earthly. It would contaminate it. Man has disrupted Yah's natural course. Yah loves order and man wants to do his own thing. That's why we have a conversion these days over the roles of men and women. And you also look, and Yah had revealed to me, there is no thing that is sacred. There's nothing that is sacred. If you look at it, there's nothing to set apart from anything else. And you read New Testament doctrine, and that's what it says. That if there's nothing holy, or if there's nothing to separate from what is holy, then nothing is holy. That's what they talk about when they talk about foods. They have disrupted Yah's natural order. You think about what is sacred, and you think about life today. There's no such thing as truth. There's no such thing as absolute truth is what it's called. It's all relative. Well, that's good for me, but it might not be good for you. You just believe what you want to. That's relative truth. And then there's many doctrines out there that say there is no such thing as truth. Because it's all relative to you. That's the day we live in. There is absolute truth, and there are things that are sacred. Continuing on. Though he falls, he is not cast down, for Yah is supporting his hand. So the steps of a good man or righteous man is ordered. It is set in place by Yah. Though he falls, he is not cast down, for Yah is supporting his hand. I have been young, and now I am old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. All day long he is showing favor and lending, and his seed is for a blessing. Barakah. Turn away from evil and do good, righteous man, and dwell forever. For Yah loves right ruling and does not forsake his kind ones. They shall be guarded forever. But the seed of the wicked is cut off. Why? Because they want to walk in their own path and have their own order, which is actually disorder. The righteous shall inherit the earth and dwell in it forever. The mouth of the righteous speaks wisdom, and his tongue talks of right ruling. The Torah of his Elohim is in his heart. going back to Yah directs his steps. What does it say right after that? His steps do not slide. Why? Because Yah directs the steps of a righteous man. He puts them in order. The wicked is watching for the righteous and is seeking to slay him. While I'm talking about order, and we go to Genesis, and there's still a big debate on when the day starts, but you have order. In the beginning, he created the day and the night. Okay? He said day and night. And if you look in that same scripture, then it became evening and morning. He's just talking about the day, the night, the evening, and the morning. Okay? He made the day and the night first, and then the evening and the morning. Okay? He's just talking about sections, but he put them in order. He could not create anything, and then it all of a sudden become evening unless that was the order it went in. He created, and then it was evening, and then it was morning, the first day. It's in order. Yah loves order. Continuing on. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You shall do this, and then you shall do this, and you shall do that. And after you do that, because if you notice, and while we're here, and while he speaks to us, your body. Think about your body. We'll get to the scripture where it says, I am perfectly and wonderfully made. Your body. If one thing goes off in your body, what happens to the rest of your body? It affects it. So when you throw order or disrupt order, it affects your environment. That's why Yah talks so much about sin and staying away from sin, because it disrupts his order. Okay? Think about your body. Your heart, just for example. If your heart gets thrown out of rhythm, if your heart stops, you have no oxygen, blood, nutrients going to your limbs, going through your body, because your heart pumps that through your body. It can't go into your lungs to pick up oxygen. That's step 1 is the pumping. Step 2, pick up oxygen. Step 3, go through the body. Step 4, pick up all the junk, bring it back through and filter it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if one of those steps get disrupted, it affects your whole body. You look at people that have deformities. Your body wants to correct itself. If somebody has a deformity in their hip, that's why the body tries to make up for it. That's why you have people that walk with limps, because your body has a natural order to fix itself so it can function. So you have to go to the root, as we talked about last week, source. You got to go to the root of the problem to fix the rest of it. Yah loves order. Everything has a natural order. And sin has disrupted that. Continuing on. The Torah of his Elohim is in his heart, verse 31. His steps do not slide. Going back to Yah orders the steps of a righteous man. The wicked is watching for the righteous and is seeking to slay him. Yah does not leave him in his sand or let him be declared wicked when he is judged. Wait on Yah and guard his way. Period. Continuing on. And he shall exalt you to inherit the earth. When the wicked are cut off, you shall see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a native green tree. Yah allows a lot of things, if not orders them. And you think about, through Judges, and we've talked about that before, how Yah uses men as his tools. He can use you in his order to do good things and good deeds. But when you rebel, he can do the same thing with man to put you in order, to correct you. The scripture that's on my mind here recently is, and no matter what I think about correction, no matter what you think about correction, no matter what you think about discipline, no matter what you think about whipping your child, the word says foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. And it says, the rod drives it far from them. If you read the Easy English version, and it could not be more stout and stern, it says, if you hit them. That's what that word says. It says, if you hit them, it will drive it far from them. So no matter what I think about it, no matter what you think about it, it says that foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. That bind is together. So you need to be whooped. I need to be whooped. We need to be put back in order. So, Yah does not leave him in his hand, talking about the righteous and the wicked, or let him be declared wicked when he is judged. Wait on Yah and guard his way, and he shall exalt you to inherit the earth. When the wicked are cut off, you shall see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a native green tree, like I was talking about. Yah sets everything in order. Yet he passed away, and see, he was not. And I sought him, but he was not found. Watch the perfect and observe the straight, for the latter end of each is peace. So when you guard his ways, you have a confident expectation. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The latter end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the deliverance of the righteous is from Yah, their strength in time of distress. And Yah helps them and delivers them. He delivers them from the wicked and saves them, because they took refuge in him. Children need order. I'm learning that. Children need order. You can't let your children or your child run wild. So we had the idea to set up a board to where this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. You put it in order. And that's the man's job. And Yah has really been on me about get your house in order. So he delivers them from the wicked and saves them because they took refuge in him. The man thinks about Yah's instructions and ways. We talked about the Torah of his Elohim is in his heart. We talked about that last week. The inner man, the Torah of Yah is in his thoughts. It's in his mind. It's in his will. It's in his determination. He wants to follow Yah. How do we break that down? The man thinks about Yah's instructions. That's what it binds it on his heart. The Torah of his Elohim is in his heart. The man thinks about Yah's instructions. Ecclesiastes 1. We talk about Ecclesiastes often. You know I love Ecclesiastes 1, but we're just going to show you something this morning. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 4. A generation passes away and a generation comes, but the earth stands forever. The sun also rises. The sun goes and hurries back to the place where it arose, going to the south and turning around to the north, turning, and on its rounds the winds return. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea never overflows. To the place from which the rivers come, they there return again. Everything has order. You think about the sun comes up, and then the moon comes out. Everything works together in Yah's order. If one thing gets disrupted, it affects something else. I think that they were talking about, and I heard that, where they had taken out wolves out of a section of land. And if you take out the wolves, which is the apex predators, what happens to the elk? The elk get affected. What happens when the elk multiply? It ran all the way down to where it affected the river. Because man wanted to step in and try to order the area, or man wanted to affect Yah's order. And it all went down to where you affect one thing and it affects the whole environment. Now, on the other side of that, Yah has order, and when Yah's order gets put in place, things run smoothly. What does Yah do? Fires, earthquake, tornado, hurricanes. You think about how that stuff demolishes the land. Yah has power. Later, when we talk about Job, it's so good when I was reading in Job. It says that he has the power over the storms. Now, the storm, what can it do? And I think about water often. Water can be good, okay? Water can be refreshing. Water can serve a great purpose. But you let water sit somewhere a long time, and what happens? It starts to break down. It starts to destroy. You think about however X amount of years or whatever the Grand Canyon's been there, they say that that river running through the Grand Canyon created the Grand Canyon through erosion. Water can be a blessing and a curse. And that's what Yah says in Job. He says, I can use it to bless you, or I can use it as my punishment. When we get in Job. So water can be two things. And I thought about it. I was like, man, you just don't want to let water sit anywhere. You let water sit on wood, what does it do? It puffs your wood up. It seeps in the wood. It ruins your wood. So, Ecclesiastes 1:4-7, Yah has created the Shamayim and the Eretz, the heavens and the earth, and put it in order. A generation passes away. All things Yah made are biodegradable. We talked about that already. Plants, animals, humankind, even the resources that make your home. Eventually, they all break down. Man ruined that with plastics and unorganic items to preserve. All things have a cycle, and man has disrupted that. Our oceans, air, and land is polluted. And then I thought about Abraham. Abraham lived in a tent. We have disrupted our environments with machines, exhausts, and cities, the natural course of Yah. We have pushed it away. Yah's creation. Man is the destructor. We've talked about this before too. The devil isn't Yah's enemy. Wicked men are. If you read through Torah and you read through Tanakh, it's wicked men that Yah fights with. Man is wicked. Men's own devices, men's own plans, men's own laws disrupt Yah's order. Psalms 139. I think we'll read through all of Psalms 139. As we're reading through this, think about this relationship. This relationship that David has with his Creator. Psalms 139, the chief singer, a psalm of David or Daoud, however you want to say that. O Yah, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thought from afar. You spread my path and my lying down, and know well all my ways. Let's just go ahead and confess that right now. You know everything that I do. You see everywhere I go. You know my thoughts before I even think them. You spread my path and my lying down, and know well all my ways. For there is not a word on my tongue, but see, O Yah, you know it all. You have closed me in behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. I want you to consider this morning that Yah has order for your life. He has a purpose for your life. And when you feel like things are out of order, He just might be putting them back in. And the way that I'm going to tell you that this morning is Yah is the great balancer. If something over here has affected you, it's probably because something out of here might have been out of order. And Yah is bringing all that back into balance. And you'll see that in Job. You have closed me in behind and before and laid your hand upon me. Knowledge too wondrous for me. It is high, I cannot fathom. While he speaks to us, it is okay that you don't understand everything. It's okay that you don't know and that you don't get it. That's the place you need to be to completely trust in Yah. Things work out always to serve his purpose in your life. So it's okay if you don't understand. That's the place that you fully trust in your Creator, that he's got it all figured out. Where would I go from your Ruach? Or where would I flee from your face? If I go up into the Shamayim, you are there. If I make my bed in the grave, see, you are there. I take the wings of the morning. I dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea. There too, your hand would lead me, and your right hand hold me. So no matter where you are, when you trust in Yah, he's got you. If you make your bed in the sea, that's the most... I don't think the word's unpeaceful, but there's no rest on the sea. It is a time of tribulation. Your hand too there would lead me. I dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea. There too your hand would lead me. These are all aspects of life. If you're up on high, you're in the Shamayim, you are there. You're there when I'm having a good day. If I make my bed in the grave and I wish I was dead, see, you are there. I take the wings of the morning, man, I'm flying high. I dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, tribulation, turmoil, the waves. You know what? There too, you're there. Your hand would lead me, and your right hand hold me. If I say darkness shall cover me, who's been there? I've been there. If I should say darkness shall cover me, then night would be light to me. Even darkness is not dark to you, but night shines as the day. He sees it all. I didn't even know I was going to get all this out of Psalms 139 this morning. As if darkness, so is light. For you possessed my kidneys, seat of emotions. You have covered me in my mother's womb. I give thanks to you, for I am awesomely and wondrously made. Wondrous are your works, and my being knows it well. You are unique. That's literally what that word means. I am wondrously made. You are unique. Wonderfully, it is Paul. Be distinct, marked out. You are distinguished. You are set apart. There is nobody else in this world like you. I am perfectly and wonderfully made. And that's where we were going to go into the thought of your body in course of action. If one thing disrupts it, the whole body is off. If you have a migraine, how does that affect the rest of your body? If your foot got cut off, how would that affect the rest of your body? If you lost one eye, the rest of your body makes up for it. If you hear about people that are blind, their senses heightened. The body wants to function. You are wonderfully and perfectly made. There is nothing you need to add to Yah's creation to make it better. You know what you need to do, though? Take care of what you've been given. Yeah. So, if I make my bed in the grave, the night would be light to me. Verse 11, if I say darkness shall cover me, then night would be light to me. You have possessed my kidneys. Verse 14, I give thanks to you, for I am awesomely and wondrously made. Wondrous are your works, and my being knows it well. My bones were not concealed from you when I was shaped in a hidden place, knit together in the depths of the earth. He knows. It just blows my mind. Everything about you. From the beginning. Your eyes saw my unformed body, and your book, all of them were written. And in your book, all of them were written. The days they were formed, while none was among them, And how precious are your thoughts to me, O El. How great has it been, the sum of them. Let's rejoice this morning. If I should count them, they would be more than the sand. When I wake up, I am still with you. Man, y'all just can't get any better than that. How precious are your thoughts to me, O El. How great are the sum of them. Think about how much that he has taken care of you in your life. And you can't even begin to count it. If I should count them, then they would be more than the sand. When I wake up, I am still with you. Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O Eloah. Depart from me, therefore, men of bloodshed. They speak against you wickedly. Bring your enemies to naught. O Yah, do not hate them who hate you. Do I not hate them who hate you? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? With a complete hatred I hate them. They have become my enemies. Search me, O El, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if any idolatrous way is in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. What is he saying? Put me in order. Just think of that relationship. I saw something this week. It was pretty good. And it was a father and a son. And then the son asked the father, he goes, Dad, how big is God? He goes, how big is Yah? And he goes, do you see that plane up there? And he goes, I can hardly see it. And he goes, okay. And he took him to the airport. And he takes him to the airport and he saw the plane up close. And he goes, wow. That's awesome. You see the magnificence of the plane when you get closer to it. That's how big Yah is in your life. If you're far away from him, he is nothing to you. But the closer you get, the more you value him. The more beautiful he is to you. The closer you get, the bigger he is. Talked about the heart. We talk about the hip being out of line. And then we talked about that also, but I do want to read what's written here. And then how do we treat what Yah has made and given to carry your spirit, or given to carry your soul? Your body works as a unit. It works as in unison. One thing goes wrong and there are other complications. Job 32. If you don't take care of your feet, you can throw your whole body out of line. Job 32. Now, everybody talks about Job. Don't get me wrong, Yah says Job is righteous and he was a perfect man before Yah. But was that only a show? And I'm really going to throw everything upside down this morning by saying but Yah knows Job. Yah knows what goes inside Job's mind and what goes inside Job's heart and why that Job was tested. Yah knows that. Now, when you get to Elihu and you consider Job 32, verse 1, then these three men ceased to answer Job, or I obey, because he was righteous in his own eyes. So, there you go. There's tick one. And the wrath of Elihu, son of Barachel, there you go, the Buzite of the clan of Ram, burned against Iobe. His wrath turned because he declared himself right rather than Elohim. Tick two. And against his three friends, his wrath burned because they had found no answer and pronounced Elohim wicked. Or in other words, he don't know what he's doing. Job, if you're a righteous man, Yah does not punish the righteous. Yah does not do this. Yah does not do that. And what they did in their much speaking, they accused Yah. So Elihu was angry with them. They had no answer and pronounced Elohim wicked. And because they were years older than he, Elihu had waited to speak to Iobe. You have Job 34, verse 35. Job 34 and verse 35. Iobe does not speak, so this is Elihu speaking at the end of it. Iobe does not speak with knowledge, and his words are without wisdom. So all of that conversation leading up to this point, Elihu is speaking righteousness. Iobe does not speak with knowledge, and his words are without wisdom. Would that Iobe, or Job, be tried to the end, since his answers are like those of wicked men. For he adds rebellion to sin, he claps among us and multiplies his words against El. One of the things that strikes me as Yah speaks is through that conversation with Job and his three friends, Job says Yah is so mighty that he gives some affairs to the constellations, and they rule over. That is just one wicked thing that Job had said. Continuing on, that Yah has no control because he's too big. Verse 35, or chapter 35, we'll read through all this. And Elihu responded and said, do you think this is right? Do you say, my righteousness is more than that of El? So there were some accusations against Job. In other words, Job knew better than Yah, that he didn't deserve what he was getting. And that's the message today, that he was righteous and he didn't deserve that. Yah knows exactly what you deserve. And just like Yah had told us this week, sometimes what you need is not what you want. For you say, of what use is it to you? What do I gain more than if I had sinned? Let me answer you and your friends with you. Look to the Shemaim and see, and consider the clouds which are higher than you. If you sin, what would you do against him? Now this is very interesting, this stuff right here. So if you sin, what effect does that have on Yah? People sin every day. He's still who he is. If you transgress, or if your transgressions are increased, what would you do to him? If you are righteous, what do you give him? It doesn't add anything to him, and it does not take anything away from him. Or what does he receive from your hand? Your wickedness is for a man like yourself, and your righteousness for a son of man. Because of the multitude of oppressions they cry out. They cry out for help because of the arm of the many. And no one says, where is Eloah, my maker, who gives songs in the night, teaching us more than the beasts of the earth, and makes us wiser than the birds of the Shemaim. There they cry, but he answers not, because of the pride of the evil ones. They cry out, but who are they crying to? And also, if you look, a lot of people, whenever they cry out, why me, God? Where are you, God? No one says, where is Eloah, my maker, who gives songs in the night, teaching us more than the beasts of the earth. What does that mean? We're greater than them. They have natural courses. Man is the one who has chosen to disrupt that course. And he talks about that too. Where are you when the goats give birth? Where are you in this time? And where are you in this season, O Job? Teaching us more than the beasts of the earth, and makes us wiser than the birds of the Shemaim. So you're smarter than them. You're smarter than that, Job. You know. There they cry, but he answers not, because of the pride of evil ones. Only it is false that El does not hear, and that El Shaddai, Almighty, pays no attention to it. Although you say you do not see him, yet right ruling is before him, and you wait for him. And now, is it for naught that his displeasure has come? So are you saying that this came for nothing? That's what you're taught. That's what modern Christianity teaches. He didn't deserve that. What does Elihu say? And now is it for nothing that his displeasure has come? Yet he has not taken note of extreme arrogance. I'm sorry, y'all. The way I read this, Job was not upright in heart. Maybe he did great things. Maybe he did great deeds. But Yah searches the heart. He said, yet he has not taken note of extreme arrogance. Is that what you're saying to me? He didn't see what you were doing? So Iobe opens his mouth in vain. He increases words without knowledge. That was all of 35. So, are there accusations against Job? Was Job perfect? Did Yah test his ways? Perfect in action? Was he perfect in heart? Job 36 and 21, and we'll read all the way through 37. Beware, do not turn to wickedness. Job 36, 21. Beware, do not turn to wickedness, for you have chosen this rather than affliction. It had been better that I had sinned, as Job said. See, El is exalted by his power. Who is a teacher like him? See, El is exalted by his power. Who is a teacher like him? Who has appointed him his ways? Or who has said you have worked unrighteousness? What we need to get from this morning is Yah knows it all. He knows exactly what is happening. If we get anything from Job, Yah set it in order and he keeps it in balance. That's what he does. So if something affects you in your life, or you feel like your life is just completely out of order, Yah has done that to put you in order. Just because you don't understand it right away doesn't mean that Yah does not have purpose in it. And you look how much control Yah has over everything. How the moon affects the waves. If the moon was gone, what would happen to the waves? Whether that's true or whatever, who knows? But anyway, that's what they say. What would happen to them? Everything that Yah has set in course serves its purpose. Notice, he tells you exactly where the wind comes from and where it goes. And it could never come from anywhere else and go anywhere else. Because Yah set it in order. Everything works in unison together. And Yah keeps it in balance. And what he is saying is Yah had a purpose for what Job went through. See, El is exalted by his power. Who is a teacher like him? In other words, Job, why are you telling Yah that he's doing wrong? Or he don't know what he's doing? Who has appointed him his ways? Or who has said you have worked unrighteousness? Who says that to Yah? Remember to extol his work, of which men have sung. All men have seen it. Men look upon it from afar. See, El is great beyond our understanding, and we do not know the number of his years. For he draws up drops of water, which distill as rain from the mist. Now he's going to go into his wonderful work. And even when he was talking about it, I think in verse 35, he said, look up to the heavens that are higher than you, and consider that Yah has control over that, and you are this big. For he draws up drops of water, which distill as rain from the mist, which the clouds drop down, pour down in showers on man. Also, who understands the spreading of the clouds and the crashing from his booth? See, he has spread his light upon it, and he has covered the depths of the sea. Job, you're this big. Look what he does. He has purpose and puts balance and all things in order. For by these he judges the people, and he gives plenty of food. That's what we were talking about earlier. He has spread light upon it. He talks about the clouds, the spreading of clouds. For by the clouds, the thunder, the storms, he uses those. Also who understands the spreading of the clouds, the crashing from his booth. See, he has spread his light upon it, and he has covered the depths of the sea. For by these he judges the people, and he gives plenty of food. Water is a blessing, and it can be very dangerous. He has covered his hand with lightning and commands it to strike. Order. Its noise declares concerning him also the cattle as to what is coming up. And if you've ever had lightning strike by your house, it will rumble your whole house. And that just shows you how small you are and how great Yah is. So don't question what he's got prepared for you. And if you think, ooh, I'm righteous, Yah just might be purging that from your life. At this too, my heart trembles and leaps from its place. Yeah, it does. When you hear the thunder and you see the lightning, it makes you shake. It makes you tremble. Listen to the trembling of his voice and the sound that comes from his mouth. You think about what they saw on Sinai. The thundering, the clouds, the voice of the trumpet. No wonder they wanted to move away. Send up Moses. And he lets it loose under all the Shemaim and his lightning to the ends of the earth. After it, a voice roars. He thunders with the voice of his excellency, and he does not hold them back when his voice is heard. El thunders wondrously with his voice, doing great deeds which we do not understand. Just go ahead and say that. You don't get everything that he does. For he says to the snow, be on the earth, also to the gentle rain and the heavy rain of his strength. He seals up the hand of every man for all men to know his work. Man. Then the beast goes into the lair, and they stay in their dens. From the room of the south comes the whirlwind. Notice, not from the room of the north. From the room of the south comes the whirlwind, and the cold from the scattering winds of the north. By the breath of El, ice is given, and the expanse of water becomes solid. He loads the thick clouds, or he also loads the thick clouds with moisture. He scatters his bright clouds, and they swirl about, being turned by his guidance to do whatever he commands them on the face of the earthly world. That's what we get out of Job. He has order. He has control. He knows what he's doing. So just step back, be humble, and let God guide your life. Let Yah guide your life. And all you have to do is really consider his works. That's what he's telling him. Consider what he does. And that's all throughout that. And when Yah comes, he tells him, where were you? They swirl about and are turned by his guidance to do whatever he commands them on the face of the earthly world. He causes it to come, whether as a rod or for his land or for his kindness. There's that water part again. He can either use the water, he can use the storms, he can use all forms of those natural disasters for his rod, for his land, or for kindnesses. If you think about before people plant, what do? They set the land on fire. It helps. There's purpose in everything. So, continuing on, he causes it to come, whether as of a rod or a land or for kindnesses. So Yah, when he does those things, they serve his purpose. Listen to this, O Job. Stand still and consider the wonders of El. Do you know when Eloah placed them and caused the lightning of his clouds to shine? So what are you saying? Where were you? Are you Yah's instructor? Are you going to tell him what to do with your life? Where were you? Do you know when Eloah placed them and caused the lightning of his cloud to shine? Do you know the balancing of the clouds, the wonders of the one perfect in knowledge? Do you get it? Do you understand? Why are your garments hot when the earth is steeled from the south? Do you with him spread out the clouds strong as a hand mirror? And if you look at the very end, Yah rebukes the three men, but he doesn't say anything about Elihu. And he tells Job to make sacrifices for him. He spread out the clouds strong as a hard mirror. Teach us what we should say to him, Job. We do not put in order because of darkness. You can't understand. You can't even begin to understand. Should he be told that I would speak, would any man ask to be swallowed up? And now they shall not look on the light that is bright behind the clouds when the wind has passed and cleared them. From the golden north it comes with Eloah is awesome excellency. The Almighty, we have not found him out. He is exalted in power and right ruling, and great in righteousness. He does not oppress the weakened one. Therefore men revere him. He does not regard any who are wise in heart. Consider what Yah has done. Things we can learn from Job. Yah is in control. Consider his great creation and the order he has placed. Yah has the power to balance it all and keep it going. So when you think about your life and you might be in a miserable position, or you might think that, man, this ain't good, or whatever's going on, Yah's purpose is being served in your life. He knows, as it talked about in Psalms 137, that really hit me this morning. When you're in the Shamayim, he sees you there. When you are in the darkness, he knows it. If you went into the grave, you can't hide from him. Everywhere you are, if you are his people and you follow his word to the best of your ability, he is there with you. Psalms 139, Yah sees you. Yah likes order. I have lived a life without structure, lackadaisical. I took life as it came. I want order and structure. I've lived careless and carefree, and Yah has corrected me on that. He wants to set me in order. So, when things go out of order, what does Yah have to do? Put them back in. Yah corrects your life. Yah straightens you up. He causes you to walk down the path of life everlasting. The El of order. Y'all have a good day. Shabbat Shalom. Baruch Hashem.